Well, I'm delighted to be joined by Karlos Vemola, a legend of Czech MMA. And I'm not just here with you, I'm here with your beautiful lions. So can you introduce me to them?
Yeah, that's you just caught me in the middle of the feeding my lions. That's my oldest lioness, Elsa. I got baby one here, Princess. And I got to feed also my crocodiles, my tiger, my lion over there. We get there in a minute.
Absolutely. I mean, hopefully we can do a little bit of a tour around your house today. Can you talk me
Yeah, yeah.
about how have you got so many animals? How have these all come into your life?
You know what? The first one basically I rescued, and I just go from there. You know, because it's the lions they breed a lot. There's not many spaces for the lions, so she come to my house as a I provide her with a home, and then I thought she's not lonely on her own. I get her little mate. Then I saw Mike Tyson with white tiger, so I thought I want to have a white tiger too, you know. And I got myself a white tiger. Don't ask me how I got a crocodile because that was just a crazy. See, when I was a kid, I could not have animals. My parents were strict, and I couldn't have even a hamster. I couldn't have no nothing, right? So when I grew up, I thought when I was young I couldn't have it, so now I can. And once I was with my ex partner with my son in the zoo, and my son he saw the crocodile, and he said, "Oh, Dad, can we get a crocodile?" And she goes, "Of course not. Are you crazy?" I'm like, "No, he's not. Listen, if my son wants a crocodile, he will have a crocodile." And within 2 weeks, I had a 4 meters crocodile swimming in my living room.
So, Carlos, you've got all these cool animals. What's next on the list? You're going to get an
That's
elephant, a giraffe. What sort of things are we
that,
talking about?
that's the white tiger, like my Tyson. This is the lion, King. That's my boy. And he was asking, what's the next step? Well, I don't know. I got all the big animals, so the next step probably could be elephant. I couldn't have. I can't have no more. Raccoon, my baby raccoon
Oh,
for
wow.
the kids. Yeah,
That's crazy. So, obviously, you've got all these animals that people, if they didn't know them that well, might think they're scary. You've got your lions and your tigers and your crocodiles. So, who's scarier, them or you?
the scariest thing in my house is gonna be my wife for sure. It's got to be my wife. Now the animals they are great. I believe the animals they are a mirror. You're gonna get from them whatever you give them. You know. So if you behave badly with them, you're gonna have bad animals. I mean, I got lions, I got tigers, and you would have thought they're gonna eat me alive, but no, they're good. They're good because I spend so much time with them. I feed them. They keep me busy as well. You know, sometimes you come tired after work and you think you're gonna be lazy, but I can't be. I can't come home and not feed my lions because next day they will eat you. I got to spend the time with them. There's not something you can do tomorrow. There's a lot of work you can do tomorrow, but not that. It's like my shark over here. I cannot
Wow.
come and not to clean the tank, not to clean the water because you don't do it one day and next day they're gonna be dead. So that's something what keeps me busy. I got all these tropical Amazonian rays in the big fish tanks, and that's everything I do on my own. All this work just to keep me busy. I could have someone to do it for me, but I would enjoy it. That's my beastie boy. And here we come. There's the big crocodiles. I mean, they're not gonna look big on the video, but they're big boys. They're over 4 meters. They're like 600 pounds.
So, which one's your
Look at
favorite,
that.
Carlos, of all the ones you've got?
Uh, See, I don't really like this question. There can't be a favorite. It's like I got 4 kids, and if someone asks you which one is your favorite, you haven't got a favorite. They're
Hmm.
all special. They're all special in some way. You know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%. It's amazing. I mean, I believe you're split between the Czech Republic and London. Do you have pets in both homes?
No. Well, I moved. recently from London because obviously I haven't got a license to keep all these animals in London. I got it in Czech, and I was before between Czech and London, but I didn't have so many animals. Now, when you got 3 lions, when you got 2 crocodiles, when you got sharks and all different crazy animals, and you got 4 kids in the house and the wife, she doesn't let me go London very often, you know. So I have to be here, look after your family and my babies. They're all my kids. Look at them.
They're so gentle with you. Were they always like that? Did they always trust you so much?
Well, they trust me. I got to trust them. You know what I mean? It's like, how often you go into the cage with the lions, you know, and they're big. Maybe they don't look on the video, but she's 3 years old. She's like over 300 pounds. When she jumped on you, she's a big girl, you know.
Yeah, I can imagine.
And again, as I said, it is how much time you spend with them and how much work you do with them, you know. Because if you don't spend the time, one day you will get in there and they will kill you. But if you spend the time, then you don't give them the reason. Then I always say, statistically, is a more chance I get killed by my wife than by my animals.
I mean, obviously, you say lions get angry if they're not fed. Does your wife get the same way?
No, she's good. No, they don't get angry when they don't fed. I mean, in the nature, they don't eat every day as well. But I just meant like that's something you cannot leave. You know, you got a lot of work in the house which you can do next day or the day. But looking after these animals, if you haven't got anyone else helping you, you cannot leave it for next day. You got to be on point every day, work with them every day. Same as with my training, you know. I got to be, if I want to keep winning, I got to be staying in the gym day after day, every day.
Yeah. I mean, your life leading up to where you are now is pretty crazy. I know that you had a fantastic background in the Czech Republic. You were an incredible wrestler. Then you moved over to the UK, I believe, to pursue bodybuilding. And then you were working as a nightclub bouncer. And there was one particular night where you flung 2 MMA fighters out the door. And that's how your career sort of started.
Yeah, that's how I got in the cage, yeah. I didn't even know about the sport. And I was working in the club, Opera House, and I kicked out 2 boys from there. I threw them out, and their manager, CFC back in the day, Alan Motlock, he come in and said, listen, if you can do this with my top boys, you could do this for a living. And within 2 weeks, I was in the cage.
It's pretty crazy looking at that. And you went on to do so many amazing things, being the first Czech fighter to sign for the UFC. And since then, obviously, Oktagon has exploded. We've had Yuri Prohaska make it to the UFC. How do you feel about being the pioneer and the legend of Czech MMA?
Well, I don't know about being legend. I believe the legends. They are the people. What they done something in the past, and I hope there's a lot of them in front of me. There's big fights in front of me, and I got to beat some big names. You know, if you want to be a legend, you got to be the legend. So hopefully there's a little bit more to come before I finish my career.
And on July 29th, you're fighting an event that's going to be absolutely spectacular. An outdoor stadium. It's not quite as spectacular as this amazing home that you have with the lions and the crocodiles, but you're excited to get back into the cage. Tell me a little bit about your opponent.
Yeah, that's. I'm coming back into the cage after quite bad loss, silly loss. So obviously I had to improve a lot of things. I had to work hard because I want to come back in the style. Obviously, I need another W. But this event is special for me because this stadium hasn't been sold out. It's an amazing stadium in Czech Republic, outdoor, and hasn't been sold out for 25 years. And after 25 years came Oktagon, and they're selling it out year after year. They're selling out to this extent this year. First time it's event Friday and Saturday, because on Saturday the whole people wouldn't fit, so they done 2 events. And I go to Big Up Oktagon. They done quite big work because do a two fight cards over one weekend. There's a big job, and both 5 cards are good. There's some impressive fights. So yeah, that's even more motivation to perform because there's gonna be like over 20 fights over the weekend. So obviously you wanna be the fight of the night. So you got to work hard. You got to perform.
Absolutely. And your last outing, I was there that night in Prague. It was a great fight between the pair of you. Very competitive. It could have gone either way at the end. Some people thought you won. I know David Cosma in particular said that. How do you evaluate the fight? And did you think you did enough on the night?
I definitely didn't done enough because if I'd done enough, I would have stopped him. Whatever people saying, I could have, it could have go either way. The judges' score is 5-0. Like they give him a majority decision. I should not leave it to the judges, and that's the end of it. I should have stopped him, and then there will be no doubt. Cosmas said I won the fight. That surprised me the most because he's very good friend of Kinsler. Right? They're like good buddies. But there's so many things I would have do different. But I think the problem was because I thought I'm up in the fight, I'm winning. Round 3, I thought I'd done 3 rounds. Round 4, I thought I'm 4 rounds up. So I didn't rush. I didn't change anything. If I knew I'm down, the round number 4 and round number 5 would look different. But that's something you can't change now. You can't go back to it. So the only thing I can do is start winning now and working and improving the things I fucked up in the fight. So yeah, it's very nice of some people what they say, and they think because I dominated him, I kept him on the cage the whole 5 rounds. But we got a beautiful job and beautiful sport. We can beat people up, get paid for it, and we don't have to leave it to judges. We can stop it, and I didn't. So therefore, he doesn't have to be a champion. He had the belt, and I didn't stop him. So yeah, he kept the belt, and that's the end of it.
Would you like to have the trilogy fight with him because you're drawing at the moment?
You know what? Yes and no. I think I'm on the end of my career now. I don't wanna because when we had the first fight, it was 5 years ago, and now he just being a silly bollock saying I got to wait another 5 years for the rematch like he did. I'm not waiting for no one. I'm doing my own thing. I don't think I want to be cutting down to middleweight anymore because I nearly killed myself. I've been losing 25 kilos for this fight, and it's just a lot. So I'm gonna do a couple more fights in the division above it. I got more important fights in front of me than Kinsler. He doesn't really interest anyone. I got straight after this fight, I got title shot in light heavy because I still hold the belt in light heavy division. Then I should have a rematch with Attila Veg, which I lost to about 5 years ago. So yeah, I got more important things to do than chasing Kinsler and begging him for a rematch. If the rematch comes, I'll take it. But I'm not gonna be chasing after him like he did for 5 years and begging and no, not my kind of style. Fuck him, to be honest.
So, going forward, you've obviously got this matchup with Veg that's potential. Pavel Langer won the interim belt. Is there one of those 2 fights that appeals to you more?
There's another question I don't like answer. You know, when people say which fight do you want more, which fight was the most important? Every fight is fucking important. If I don't beat Langer, right? How can I call out amazing champion like Attila Veg? You got to do everything step by step. I mean, the rematch with Attila Veg is going to be a lot more interesting because we fought years ago, right? It's 4 or 5 years ago. Attila Veg is in Oktagon longer than me, yeah? And he never had a chance to fight for the title, never. But if I beat Langer, which I will beat Langer, then I'm going to be the champion. And therefore, we're going to be fighting for titles. So how amazing that is going to be for the fans. When Attila Veg, after 7 years in Oktagon, after being Bellator champ, he's going to have the first chance ever to go for the title shot. I think the fight is going to be a lot more interesting if it's going to be a title shot. And therefore, I got a big job to do. I got to defend my title. I got to keep the title to make the fights more interested. So every fight is important. I want to win both of them, and it's not like I would rather choose this one or choose that one. I want them both. I want the belt, and then I want to beat Attila Vek. So it's no priority. Which one is more important?
Well, Carlos, I've wanted to interview for a while. It's been better than I could have ever imagined. You show me around your amazing house with your lions, with your crocodiles, with your sharks. I'd love to get some of my own someday. So I'd like to thank you so much for giving me some of your time.
Next time you're in Czech, come around. I'll do a
I'd love
live
to,
tour.
Carlos. I'd love to, Carlos. I'd love to feed the lads myself. I think that'd be pretty amazing.
Yeah, we're gonna go inside a cage. You know, when Khabib was fighting the bears, we can fight the lions. You can do it.
Have you wrestled with the lions before?
Every fucking day. Every time I go in the cage, they jump on me and they're trying to get me down. They're very, very playful. I'll show you. It's gonna be very hard to do it with one hand, having a phone in my other hand. But every time you get into the cage, they just jump on you like a little kids and trying to wrestle you and get you down. But you can't step back and show them you are weaker than them. But every time you get in here, they're all over you. Look at that.
Oh, that's nice.
He's a little bit overfed now, so she's just lying in the back. But in the minute, they're gonna be jumping. They're gonna be all over me.
That's amazing.
There she comes. There she comes. There we go. She's like 300 pounds.
She's over double what I weigh. That's massive.
Heavy girl she is.
Yeah.
I come out. I only got my hand. Thanks for having me, and I'll chat to you soon.
You're very welcome. Is there anything that you would like to add to finish the interview?
Well, obviously, you got different fans than Czech, the English ones. So I hope they still didn't forget me when I was fighting in UK. And this year, Oktagon is going back to UK. I think they started in Newcastle. So with a bit of luck, I will be on the card, and I will be fighting back in my second home. So I'm looking forward to it, and looking forward to see all my English fans.